Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into a story that, well, it really sticks with you. It's Taoyuan The Peach Blossom Spring, or Ayuyu to Haoyuanji. It's this amazing tale about a fisherman just doing his job who basically stumbles into paradise, like completely by accident, a hidden world, untouched by everything happening outside. But it's more than just a nice story. It gets into what we long for, what a utopia even is, and maybe how fragile perfection can be.
Exactly. And it's not just some charming little folktale, though it is charming. It's really foundational. It shaped how people have thought about ideal societies, about escapism for, well, centuries. And the accidental bit you mentioned, that's key right from the start. This isn't a place someone sets out to build or even find through, intense searching. It's found unexpectedly, which maybe hints that real peace isn't always about the quest. Maybe it's about being open to the unexpected. So yeah, we're going to unpack this whole journey from how he found it, this sort of serendipitous moment, to why it disappears again. And really try to figure out why this story, this Taoyuanji, still feels so relevant today when we're all kind of looking for our own perfect world.
Okay, so let's set the scene. It kicks off in the Jin Taiwan era, which for context was a pretty chaotic time in China, lots of political instability. And our main guy is just a fisherman from Wuling, which is modern Hunan province. It's just fishing, right? And he follows the stream, goes further than he usually does.
Right, just routine work turning into something extraordinary?
Yeah, totally loses track of how far he's gone. And then, bam, this incredible peach blossom forest. It sounds almost ordinary in how it begins, just getting a bit lost. What makes that opening, that accidental find, feel so deliberate in the writing?
Well, I think it's precisely because it feels ordinary that it becomes extraordinary.
Wow.
The fact he wasn't looking for it is critical. He just gets lost. It sort of challenges that whole idea of utopia as this grand project, something you engineer. It's more organic, maybe even faded. And the peach blossoms themselves, yes, they're beautiful, but they're packed with symbolism in Chinese culture. Immortality, paradise, a kind of purity. It's an immediate signal. You've crossed into somewhere different, somewhere special. The text even says, hundreds of steps long with no other trees, just pure peach blossoms, fragrant grass, falling petals. That singular focus really emphasizes its pristine nature.
Okay, so it's not about the search, it's about the reveal. And that continues when he goes past the forest, doesn't it? He keeps going, curious now, and finds the source of the stream, and there's a mountain.
Yeah.
And in the mountain, a little opening with light inside.
Exactly. He pulls his boat over, goes into this cave.
And it's described as extremely narrow at first, just enough for a person to pass. That sounds tight, almost uncomfortable. Is that symbolic too?
Oh, absolutely. That narrow entrance is a classic symbolic threshold. It suggests the path isn't wide open or easy. You have to perhaps shed the outside world, focus, squeeze through. It's a kind of constriction, a transition point before you get to the expanse of paradise. It's not about fighting your way in, more like passing through a necessary narrowing phase.
And then the payoff, what he sees next is just, wow, the description really paints a picture. After a few dozen steps, it just opens up. So that's wide and spacious.
Yes, that's the big reveal. Taoyuan Ming describes a flat and wide land with houses orderly arranged. Right away, you feel peace, stability, and good fields, beautiful ponds, mulberry trees, and bamboo. It's not just pretty scenery. It screams self-sufficiency, an agrarian ideal, harmony with nature, which, connects deeply with Taoist ideas of simple living. A huge contrast to the political mess of the Jin dynasty he just left behind.
And you can almost hear it, too. Paths crisscrossing, chickens and dogs heard from afar. It feels alive, a real community, not just an empty landscape. And the people are there farming, dressed like outsiders, meaning like people from his time maybe, or maybe just simply dressed. But the clincher is the elderly with their yellowing hair and children with their dangling top knots, all happy and content. They see him, they're surprised, and they immediately ask him where he's from.
And this is where we get the backstory. And the real tension starts to build. They tell him their ancestors fled the chaos of the Qin dynasty. Which, was known for being pretty brutal, very strict. So they escaped, came here with their families, and just never left, never went back.
Wow, so they've been cut off for how long?
Centuries. They are so isolated that when the fisherman asks what dynasty it is now, they have no knowledge of the Han, let alone the Wei or Jin dynasties. It's not just being remote. It's a total disconnect from history as he knows it. It really implies their peace is preserved because they're separate. Protected from all the conflict and change by this isolation, they've kept a kind of purity.
So the fisherman tells them everything, catches them up on hundreds of years of history. Imagine that conversation. And the text says they all sighed with emotion, amazed, maybe a little sad, but still content.
Right. And they're incredibly welcoming. Invite him into their homes, give him food and wine, kill a chicken for him, a big deal. The whole village gathers to hear his news. It shows this really open, generous community spirit.
But then comes the warning.
Ah, yes, the crucial part. As he's getting ready to leave, they tell him, basically, it's not worth telling outsiders about this place.
Huh?
That's not just polite suggestion. It's a serious warning. It highlights how fragile they believe their world is. Exposure could shatter it. It makes you ask, can a perfect place like this even survive contact with the messy outside world?
So he stays a few days, enjoys the hospitality, then decides to leave. But he's thinking ahead, right? On his way out, he marks his path everywhere. He intends to come back.
He does. He wants to be able to find it again.
And as soon as he gets back to his own district, the commandery, he goes straight to the prefect, the local official, tells him the whole story.
Naturally. Who wouldn't be intrigued? And the prefect reacts exactly as you expect.
Yeah.
He wants to see it. Sends people out with the fishermen to follow the marks.
Why?
They can't find it. The marks lead nowhere. They just get lost and couldn't find the way again. And this isn't just, oops, bad navigation. It's thematic. It suggests this place can't be found through deliberate effort, through maps and markers. Finding it was accidental, maybe even mystical. Trying to force a return doesn't work.
And it wasn't just the official attempt either. There's this other character mentioned.
Right, Lu Ziji, described as a noble scholar from Nanyang. He hears the story and is apparently thrilled, happily plans to go find it himself.
You'd think maybe he'd succeed. A scholar, maybe more thoughtful.
But he doesn't even get to try. The text says he fell ill and soon died before he could even set out. It just reinforces the idea.
Yeah.
You can't consciously seek this place out. It seems to actively resist being found deliberately. The story ends by saying, basically, after that, no one ever sought it out again. It becomes this lost ideal, glimpsed, then gone forever. Maybe because its perfection depends on that isolation. It can't be captured by outside desire.
Wow. So we've traced this journey into this enchanting place and then its disappearance, the peach blossom spring. It really is a powerful reminder, isn't it, that sometimes the best things, the most ideal states are found unexpectedly. And maybe they're inherently fragile, easily lost.
Yeah, they slip away. Tao Yuanming's vision wasn't about some high-tech future or rigid rules. It was about simplicity, living with nature, self-sufficiency, and crucially, being completely separate from the world's problems.
So zooming out a bit, what does this ancient story challenge us with today?
Well, it pushes us to think about what an ideal society really means. Is it just about being safe from wars and politics? Or is it something deeper, something about the people themselves, a kind of inner quality that's maybe easily corrupted? And this whole secrecy thing, can a utopia exist if people know about it? Does revealing it automatically destroy it? It brings up big questions about preservation versus sharing. What do you sacrifice to keep an ideal intact?
That's a lot to chew on. So maybe a final thought for you, our listener. Imagine you are the fisherman. You stumble upon your own peach blossom spring. What do? Keep it secret, protect its peace, knowing that might be the only way. Or do you try to share it, bring that serenity to others, even if that very act risks destroying the thing you found? What really stands out to you from this incredible ancient story that still feels so relevant?